Welcome to Letterboxd Book Club. My name is Claire.
And I'm Mackenzie.
And today we are going to be talking about the fifth book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, Empire of Storms.
The penultimate book, because I don't count Tower of Dawn as a book.
Gentle insertion here that, Tower of Dawn would have been next, or it would be a tandem read, depending on what you wanted to do.
Yeah, it depends what you want to do.
Personally, as I said last time, I didn't read Tower of Dawn. I don't think you read it either, Kenzie.
No. Oh, I tried to, but
we have a general gist of what happens, while also we were reading like Kingdom of Ash, because a lot of things kind of come together then. But yes, no Tower of Dawn from us. Sorry, we are not taking any questions at this time. We're just going to swiftly move along.
No comment.
Don't come for us. But yeah, Kenzie, if you want to give us the blurb of Empire of Storms, please.
Gladly. So, hang on. Sorry, leave that in.
Very ladylike.
I just had I could feel it all coming down my nose. I was like, I've got to get it. Speaking of COVID. Blood will run, dreams will shatter, an army must rise. The assassin queen has sworn not to turn her back on her kingdom again, especially when she might be the only one who can raise an army to keep the Dark King from unleashing his beasts upon them all. But Erwin will wield Aelin's past, her allies, and her enemies against her. With a powerful court trusting Aelin to lead them and her heart devoted to the warrior prince at her side, what or who is she willing to sacrifice to spare her world from being torn apart?
Ooh, love that. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, Kenzie. Straight off the bat, yeah, just any particular moment. I know it's a big boy book. A lot happens. Give us your thoughts.
I don't want to jump straight into
I know it's kind of hard.
The last 100 pages. But, that's all, because once you've read it, all the lead up to it is just leading to that, so...
Yeah, I understand that.
I guess one of the big things was seeing Aelin's plans come together, calling in all her allies.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy seeing that, but I think I mentioned this last time as well. I love all her plans coming together, and I love seeing it, but sometimes I just want to see some of her planning on screen.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I was going to say, because, the book is, 800 odd pages. There could be a little moment of writing a letter or, whatever, or mentioning... I think there is an actual mention of claiming her life debts, but I feel like there needs to be a bit more than that. We see her writing a letter, maybe hiding it from Rowan or something like that, or maybe sending someone to send it off,
And you don't really know who her allies are, and I know that they are explained in Assassin's Blade, but also I know a lot of people who've read the series don't read Assassin's Blade until they finish the series, and then they go back and read it, so it can be confusing for people who don't know when to read Assassin's Blade.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a bit of a little... It's not really a continuity error, but it's not really defined when you have to read it, unlike Tower of Dawn, whereas it makes sense in between a certain amount of books.
Yeah, chronologically,
Yeah, chronologically, where does it actually sit? I know I haven't read it yet, but my understanding it's more of a prequel, so therefore it should be either last or first, depending on how you go about that, but yeah. But yeah, damn. Anything else?
Not until we get to it.
Yeah.
It's a hard one.
I understand that. But yeah, I was heartbroken. I was...
screaming, crying, throwing up.
I was a lot of confusion about certain elements and things. Super pissed off at characters' actions, and we'll get to that. So much to take in, so much lore and stuff as well. Adds to the confusing part. Some more riddles, believe it or not. The only thing I've realised that I'm a little bit, just not too disappointed, but the first two books, it was all about the word marks and the portals. And since Crown of Midnight, there hasn't been a lot of portal usage. I thought that was going to play a huge part in the series.
Yeah.
It has not so far.
I think it only comes up, once again?
Yeah,
once or
twice?
twice?
It comes up again in Kingdom of Ash, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And so, a little bit disappointed, because that would have been so cool, just gallivanting in different worlds, convincing people to defeat the Valg. It would have been cool.
And when it comes up again, it's almost like a throwaway moment. It's pretty significant.
It's another Aelin off-screen thing.
Yeah, it's pretty significant to the story, but it's not really explored.
Which I thought that's the whole point of the series was going to be, because it just seemed really important in Crown of Midnight and the first book, so...
Yeah, and the way word marks were introduced and used as like this higher form of power, and then they kind of only just dabbled in like the same thing how Aelin mostly just uses like blood to make like the locking rune to like lock
Yeah.
people in place and stuff. Like that's kind of the only word marks that come up again.
I just thought, yeah, it had more significance, but apparently it does not. I suppose that's the frustrating thing with like having a high fantasy kind of world. Like, you, and even with characters, you forget about them every now and then along the way.
Yeah, pick a lane.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts, feelings, emotions. And I know past couple of like episodes, we haven't really been talking about like the actual interpersonal relationships between characters. It's kind of been glossed over, or we've completely forgotten to talk about it. So we're gonna take this time now to just kind of go through them and have our little opinions. Like, it doesn't have to be too deep.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you know, the main couple, Aelin and Rowan, whatever their ship name's called. What is it, Rowan?
Rowan, yeah.
We find out they're mates, which is, we've been new. Who saw this coming? Absolutely no one.
Do we find out in this book?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it's kind of, yeah, everything blends together, like which book things happen. Which I will like to rectify. Astron's backstory is in this book and not in Aerofire, so I apologize
for
getting that
we
wrong.
went through a whole thing about that.
Oh well, it's okay, it's fine. I assume people would have read the series by that point.
Yeah, please.
So yeah, Aelin and Rowan, mates, husband and wife, the perfect sort of main character.
But they're not husband and wife until it is an off-screen moment again.
It is, yeah.
And it's, yeah, a heartbreakingly devastating line. Heartbreakingly devastating line at the end.
Yeah, for sure.
Where is my wife?
Yeah. Look, I was actually quite shocked because I was like, I didn't expect them to get married. But then, yeah, Sarah J. Maas did this in ACOTAR with two characters, and like, I feel like in this type of series, we want to see the main characters have their weddings.
I want to see the wedding. I want to see the baby.
We all saw the mates thing coming. I mean, everything sort of leads up to it, like their powers, like synergizing with each other. That whatever that saying is, like Karenum, yeah. Tick for that. The way they just complement each other. Tick for that. It is revealed, yeah, about Rowan's former mate Lyria and how that all ties together and how that happens, which was also heartbreaking.
Former fake mate.
Yeah. And just the way it was designed as well, yeah, have them be mates, and then Maeve just takes them away from him in order to hate Aylin and prevent them from coming together. Like, that is such a sad, devastating story.
Well written, very well written, devastating.
And it's good that like Rowan does show his emotional side at the end so deeply as he does. Like, it's just fantastic. Alrighty, not quite an intense romance as of yet, but like we definitely ship it. Dorian and Manon. I also heard
Minorian.
Yeah, Minorian. Yeah, I think you told me that the audiobook calls her Manon instead of Manon. I'm like, I just prefer Manon.
I prefer Manon.
And it doesn't matter with how you say Minorian either, so.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they have a cute, flirtatious kind of relationship in this book, and they did, yeah, also have that kind of in Aerofire.
I thought they were gonna go down like a saucy, spicy friends path. Yeah, a bit of an FWB situation.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would turn into the romantic.
No. And like a witch, she's immortal, and he is not immortal.
Well, we don't know because he has magic though, so it might prolong his life. But I think there was talks in the book because someone did it, like Gabrielle, I think did it or something. Not Gabrielle, Gavin, all these names. Where she can tie her life to his.
Okay. And then she would like die when he died, or?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, relationship dynamic we didn't see coming. He seems to really care about her. But how do we feel about Dorian kind of just being passed along all these love interests until someone sticks?
Yeah.
Poor Dorian. Normally it's like the female lead character that, you know, gets kind of, I don't want to say passed around, but yeah, passed around-ish on different love interests, but...
But really, from Dorian, who have we seen him with Aylin?
Aylin, Sorsha.
Oh, Sorsha, I forgot about Sorsha.
And now Manon.
My bad.
Although, it probably is not as bad, it just feels like he just got put in relationships a bit too quickly.
Yeah, because he's also still young as well. He's 19, he's the same as Aylin.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. Yeah, I don't know. I just, saw it like that.
I agree.
Last thing I hate is to have an extreme disagreement. Oh no. Although disagreeing is fine. It's fine. Another relationship dynamic that is explored in this book is Dorian and Rowan. Like, Rowan teaches Dorian magic and helps him train. Like, that is such a good, like, big brother type of vibe there.
Or like a fun uncle.
Fun uncle, sure.
Funkle.
Funkle. But of course, it gives like that little parallel almost between Rowan and Aylin and Aerofire, and then Rowan and Dorian here, without the romantic, obviously, subtext, of course. But yeah, it was just so fun. Like, Dorian was so open to learning magic, and him and Rowan having like a little bond. Like, it's just so cool. I'm sure Dorian, all he wants is to like have these friends again, because he probably felt so alone in Aerofire being possessed. Yeah, I'm just so happy for him. Dorian's a good boy. He deserves to be protected. He's just doing his best.
I know, he's done nothing wrong. Unlike Kale.
Kale just has harsh words, alright? I've just realised, yeah, the way he talks to Aylin pisses me off, but like, he fights the good fight at the end of the day.
Yes, but words hurt too.
Yeah, they really do. Another relationship dynamic we find out along the way is that Gabrielle is Adian's father. So that's a fun little tidbit. Interesting how that played out.
But again, like, not that it was a big deal. Like, I wasn't reading the book being like, oh, gee, I wonder who Adian's father is. I would really like to know.
Just throw them in there.
Yeah, it's just an interesting plot device for then what later happens.
Yeah, I wonder, as an author, like, because Rowan just does have his card tray out and about, if she feels kind of, or she felt inclined to interconnect them, or the people a bit deeper with the other characters, kind of like Gabrielle and Adian, just because they're there and like there's already so many other characters.
Yeah, and like, really, what's your motivation to be there? Like, just serving your queen, or?
Yeah, because it'd be pretty boring and lackluster if they were just there for Maeve and her blood oath.
Yeah.
But yeah, father-son. Gabrielle gets a little bit like almost territorial as like an entitled father trying to see Adian too early. But then obviously Aylin allows Adian the choice of whether or not when to see him. So they haven't had much interaction in this book, but mainly because of, Adian's choice. But hopefully we'll see how that goes into the future. Will they be able to work together? Will they be able to develop a relationship? We shall see. And the last main sort of relationship dynamic that sparked in this book in particular, and moving forward, is Aelin and Lorcan, a very interesting...
Oh, it's another 500-year-old man with a 19-year-old girl.
Yeah, look.
Surprise, surprise. I'm
not saying it's lazy writing, but you don't really need to develop him.
I hate him, it's fine. He doesn't need a redemption.
But yeah, Aelin and Lorcan. I'm all for people, finding love and all that stuff, but like, it wasn't a coupling that I expected.
Yeah, me neither. No, I didn't expect it.
Didn't expect it, but kind of saw it coming in a way because they did spend a lot of time traveling together and hiding and fighting together. So that type of trope where they eventually fall in love anyway.
But again, it's a lazy plot device to bring people together and give them meaning for why they should stay.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, we're on to something, Kenzie. We are on it. Also, just quickly, I hear people on TikTok call Sarah saying Maas as Maas, like Sarah J. Maas. So like, I don't know if we're pronouncing her name wrong, but like,
is this Anne like Anne? Is this Anne? Yeah, no, that's the correct one. Is this an American thing though?
I don't know. Well, Maas would be like thing? Australian, like Sarah J. Maas. Like, not Maas. Like the Maas. Maas.
I guess because of double A.
Maybe, yeah. People feel...
But I've heard people say Maas.
I don't know, I've just been hearing Maas on TikTok and I'm freaking out as if we're saying her name wrong.
I'm sure we're saying lots of names wrong, so I'm going to throw into the translate.
Yes, the trusty translate. But is it just going to say Maas because it's American?
Maas.
I'm just going to say Maas. I don't care.
I'm saying Maas.
Sorry, Sarah. You're never going to listen to this.
I think it's the double A. Yeah, well, she didn't respond to my DM.
You're not besties.
But I guess she was busy having a baby, so...
Yeah, and, like, probably writing all the Crescent City books that's gonna happen before ACOTAR, but that's okay.
I know, it feels...
So sad. Alrighty, with our little relationship kind of breakdown and our thoughts and opinions, we are gonna now just... talk about our points, whatever we want to talk about. I've written mine out, and hopefully it's in chronological order.
We're going so well. Oh no.
Here comes the shaking. It has to happen.
No, I stopped it.
Right off the bat, Aelin has a meeting with the Lords of Terrorism, and this pissed me off because they didn't recognise Aelin as, like, a true queen, kind of Terrorism at the moment.
Also, like, reading the whole books, I didn't realise that Terrorism was still, like, a functioning, running country.
Yeah, I thought it was, like run
territory.
down.
I just thought it was run down. Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's for the taking.
Like, run down and abandoned. Like,
yeah. I was like, who are these people?
and, like, Darrow in particular, he just seems to take charge. But yeah, they don't recognise her. But, like, their rebellion is in the name of the Queen of Terrorism, who is the Queen of Terrorism, even though she's heir and not, like, you know, coronated as such. But, like, she is still the Queen of Terrorism.
Yeah.
She deserves that respect.
By birthright.
Exactly. And, yeah, like, that really annoyed me.
Sorry, not only did they not recognise her as queen, but none of them were willing to step up
Exactly.
and be the leader
Yeah,
either.
exactly. Jesus. Yeah, none of them were willing to find the army.
Yeah, and then they were also, they're like, we're not going to fight you for it. We're just not going to let you in. And it's like, then what's the point? Like,
Exactly.
You don't have a leader.
Exactly.
You need a leader.
Exactly. Yeah, this resembles the current boomer generation.
Yeah.
She works so hard, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
Just because you've killed a few people doesn't mean you get your avocado toast.
Yeah, exactly. If she killed 5 more Valg, she might be able to buy a house.
Yeah.
And kind of while this is simultaneously happening, Rifthold is getting sacked, and Dorian is there, you know, first day on the job, and it's destroyed almost immediately. Poor boy, can't catch a break. Of course, Rowan, you know, goes there to save him, and Manon kind of intercepts him, and in that in itself, against one of the Yellowlegs commanders or heirs or whoever the hierarchy is, it starts an interpersonal kind of conflict and further tussle with all the witches. But yeah, Dorian is saved with the help of Manon, because it's nice to see Manon kind of still connected with the group, or at least with Dorian. The main kind of juice of the book is convincing Captain Rolfe to join the army.
Yeah, and give his armada.
Exactly. They spent a lot of time in Skulls Bay just, like, waiting around and, like, talking, and, like, everyone having their kind of moments with each other, like...
Everyone having their angst.
Like, Adian talks to Lissandra about Gabrielle, the cadre all, like, talk to each other, and, like, Aylin's not there yet, I don't think.
No.
But yeah, like, yeah, they're all, you know, having a little bit of downtime while also trying to convince Rolfe. I was a little bit confused until I read the summary why Rolfe was so important, and it's because his tattoos on his, like, arms and stuff is an actual, like, live map of Skulls Bay.
Yeah, see, again, this is very relevant in Assassin's Blade, because that's when magic is still magic is not still around, but yeah, there's it's called, like, the Captain and the Assassin, and, like, it's a huge chunk of the book.
Okay.
And, like, it's all about Rolfe and Aylin and stuff, like...
With the current dialogue in Empire Storms, they do refer back to incidents and encounters they've had with each other. But yeah, I was a bit confused. My first time I read it, I imagined it as, like, like a live tattoo of, you know, of the world or the continent or whatever. But then I was like, surely, I convinced myself that wasn't it, and then I just wasn't sure what it was, so I just kind of ignored it. I was like, alright, I'll go ahead with this. But that's a pretty cool concept, though, and the fact that it still works, even though magic is gone.
But also what they made this big hullabaloo that he sold his soul for it. But then in the end, he just can't... never mind, doesn't his family die? Yeah,
like his mother and daughter, or wife and daughter?
Yeah, my bad.
Something like that. You tried to make a point, and then it's like, nope.
I was like, nothing happened. And I was like, wait, turn it around.
But yeah, so that was probably, the real important reason why she wants him, is because he's able to detect the armadas and, you know, regiments and all that type of stuff. He is a very kind of OP, utility for them.
Yes.
You know, he won't do it unless he is declared, like, a pirate lord, which is, like, fine.
He wants to be...
He wants to be recognised.
Recognised, yeah.
And all these heirs and stuff like that. And then he has, like, there's, like, an ancient, almost civilization amongst Skulls Bay. I'm going to pronounce them as, like, the Mycenians.
Mycenians, yeah.
Mycenians, and, like, they've all
Mycenians, yeah.
seem to have dispersed, but, like, they'll only return if a sea dragon appears, and I'm like, all right, that's a nice fairy tale for you.
Yeah.
Then, there's a tussle, and Aelin is so powerful, and Lissandra turns into a freaking sea dragon in order to compel the Mycenians to come back and fight, because there's a bloody sea dragon there. It's your narrative, gotta do it. Yeah, that was all Aelin's plan in order, to convince Rolf. So, kudos to her.
Again, yeah, all this background stuff of like putting plans in place, doing things.
Although we did see Lissandra had, like, throughout the days before it happened, like, she was so tired and exhausted because she has been learning training herself to turn into a sea dragon in the first place. Now, I don't know if it's this tussle or another tussle along the way, but at some point, Aelin gets, like, she's so powerful that she gets possessed almost by a freaking god for, like, a few minutes. Like, that was terrifying.
That's this one.
Okay, yeah, she's possessed by
Yeah,
Deanna.
no, because she wore the amulet or the word key.
Oh,
which has the word
yeah.
key, so the god was able to come through the word key.
Yeah, that amplified her power a little bit as well, I think.
Yeah.
And and Deanna was able to sneak her way in. I thought the gods were going to be, like, nice, but she turned out to be a bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Why do gods have to be so nasty? Like, I had a hard time conceptualizing, like, where the gods were and, like, what they would kind of be doing. Are they just sitting and, like, hunched over watching, like, a little ball of the world?
Yeah, and then up until this point, they've been kind of, like,
mentioned.
Invisible, omnipresent.
Yeah.
Like, entities. And now, suddenly they're like, oh, I guess, like, we'll give you this little bit of information.
Yeah.
But apart from that, you're never going to hear from us again.
Which is, what? Another riddle? Who would have thought?
So, in the end, was it? Is this where nameless is the price?
Something along the lines, probably.
Or is that in the mirror?
I think it's in the mirror, but I think it's the mirror, but Aelin also simultaneously remembers Baba Yellowlegs mentioning it, I think.
Oh, yeah. So, anyway, remember, to refresh everyone... Okay, no, it's fine. I'll just give the spoilie a little bit. So yeah, they find out that, like, nameless is the price for this lock to, like, lock everyone into what? A way?
Yeah, like a word gate or something?
Yeah, into, like, a pocket, into a word gate, yeah, whatever it's called. And so nameless is the price. And way back in the first book, when Aelin's forehead glows with the mark of Brannon, and then it's found out that it essentially just translates to nameless. So Aelin is the price. Remember, okay, now that we explained that, remember I said to you, because on my first read, I was just like, this doesn't make any sense, I don't understand, and then it was, like, revealed, and I was like, oh, shit. But remember, because I had said to you, I'm like, remember this thing about Aelin, like, Selena, like...
Yeah, nameless.
So, did it, like, when that was said, did you realise what was happening? Or?
I realised she would be used as a tool for whatever this was, but I didn't know it was to the extent that it was to essentially derive her of her entire life force.
Yeah, well, I didn't even realise that had anything to do with her.
Well, but no, I think you asked, something about it, and I'm like, is it the nameless? And then when it came up, I'm like, the nameless! And so, yeah, I did keep it in the back of my mind, but yeah.
Claire is much more observant than I.
Sometimes. But yeah, more riddles, and the whole nameless is my price thing. I didn't know, how that was going to come about, but yeah. And yeah, I thought it was all going to be solely on Aelin, but as we learn later in the book, Dorian's able to potentially do it. So, like, what's the point of having the one significant thing?
And then, again, like, that's the only other time that, like, the portals come up, but it's like, where are my word keys? Where are my word marks? Like, come on. Like, give me some relevance to the first. We've come so... What is the original plot of the story?
Exactly. Exactly. Well, it's still pretty good nonetheless. Again, maybe it's just the whole high fantasy thing where...
High stakes, like, you need to keep going up.
Yeah, so much is happening and all that. And I think Deanna is the one that also mentions a lock, maybe. Or mentions the lock. I'm not quite sure. Because then, at some point, Brannon, through the little folk or whatever, somehow tells Aelin that she needs to go to a temple and sack it, and that's where she finds the witch mirrors. And then... And then and there's a lot of lore and Valglore and battles and stuff amongst that as well. Yeah, like all the lore stuff, I don't know if it was because I was just in a rush to kind of finish it, or I just wanted to get to the point of, like, Aelin's journey, perhaps. Got a little bit impatient, may have skimmed a few things, but definitely on my second inevitable reread, I don't know when it's going to happen. I will definitely try and pay more attention.
I still didn't on my second read.
That's okay. You just want the basic Aelin and Rowan falling in love. We get it.
Yeah. I'm a slut for smut.
There is smut in this book. A little bit, but there is.
A little bit.
Yes, yeah, Rowan and Aelin go at it a few times, I guess.
On the beach.
Yeah, their first time
So
together. So cute.
All this, I'm not taking you in a small room. I'm not taking you against a tree. I'm not taking you where others can hear me.
Sand is not a tree, so...
But it's like, it's a public beach, guys. Come on.
I forget, is this before or after she kind of realises everything? I think it's even after this battle, actually.
Yeah, it's after the battle.
So yeah, she's probably like, I don't want to wait anymore, and then just...
Yeah, because she realises she's going to die.
Yeah. Yeah, that just makes it a little bit more sad now. But yes, I want to talk about, like, Lissandra. This is at the point where I feel like she is, like, the actual MVP of the entire, like, Terrorism court. Like, sea dragon, like, it's so epic.
Yeah, and so that convinces the Mycenaeans. She's very OP, but I like it.
And she's incredibly intelligent, and we love her for it. And yeah, she just fights so hard for Aelin. I wonder if she feels like she kind of owes Aelin, because Aelin did kind of save her from, like, Arabin and all that, and got her out of that situation, and has pretty much granted her freedom, and I think towards the end discussed giving her ladyship as well in Terrorism, so...
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's an unclaimed part of land.
Yeah, that she's given
and that will
to
be
her.
Lissandra's court.
I wonder if, yeah, Lissandra feels like she kind of owes Aelin with that, but nah, she puts in the good fight. She's earning her dollars and her future retirement, that's for sure.
Yeah. Are we, speaking of Lissandra, are we skipping ahead to the last 100 pages, or...?
Probably not yet.
Okay.
But yes, the whole temple sacking I kind of skimmed through, and that's probably why I confused myself a little bit about the law and what's going on with Brennan and all that type of stuff. But it turns out they were able to summon the gods anyway. Like, she could have...
Yeah.
And, yeah, anyway, convenient. But yeah, witch mirrors, they seem to amplify power, and, like, we learn later on that Manon and Aelin can go through one. We will get to that later. They heard that Elwë is, like, on fire, so they... Oh no, they find out that the lock is in the marshes in Elwë, so they decide to go off on a little adventure to try and retrieve it over there. And so we've gone from Skulls Bay to Elwë for the first time. And I think Aelin's a little bit more emotional because, yeah, Nehemia's homeland.
Nehemia.
And her oath to Nehemia and all that. And I don't know when as well this happens. At some point, is Lorcan bursts out... Wait, no, is Lorcan even back with them yet?
No, because this is where they run into each other because there's the 500... Wait.
I don't know. I think... Oh, wait, hang on, reset.
Is this when they're reunited?
I think it's a little bit after, but we got to talk about Manon joining them.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry, no, all good. So much. Before we continue on, we're going to quickly talk about, like, Manon and her indiscretions at the Rifthold ransacking. So she pretty much took, a Yellowlegs heir's kill. She had a kill claim on Dorian, apparently. And that does not bode well with the witch clans at all, and for her grandmother, the matriarch. As punishment, Astrid is, like, set to die. Maybe it's just, like, a protocol to keep the leader in check, to have your second die on your behalf, almost. It's pretty cruel.
Yeah.
And this is actually where we learn Astrid's backstory. Sorry.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not going to talk about it again.
There's so much information packed in. We're not talking about it again.
Yeah, no. Yeah, moving on, we get it. But Manon feels a lot more emotional. She's like, how could my grandmother do this? Having second thoughts about this whole thing.
Is Manon a bi queen?
She a bi queen?
Mm-hmm.
As in...
Alphabet Mafia?
Oh, I think you meant bi queen as in the Crokins.
No, I'm talking about women-led Wednesdays.
I don't know. Be down for it though. I get the vibe. Again, Astrid and Manon are cousins.
Oh, fuck.
We established this last time.
It's fine. It's legal. I'll allow it.
I wonder if they're distant cousins like Rowan and Aylin. Yeah, so Manon's having second thoughts, and then obviously Astrid's execution comes about. The 13 are ordered to fly away if shit hits the fan, and in true fashion, shit hits the fan, yeah. And then Manon Astrid ends up becoming free. I'm not sure how. Maybe some of the other 13 members did it, but released her. But Manon is fighting her grandmother. It's an epic tussle. It is also revealed that Manon is part Crocan witch. Her father was like a Crocan prince, and like her whole life goal is to destroy the Crocan like species of witches. So she's a little bit torn by that.
And she killed her half sister in the end.
Yeah, because she was a Crocan. Yeah.
Yeah, she was a Crocan.
So she's left in two minds, because how awkward, like, you've been inadvertently killing your own people the entire time. And then, yeah. And so, yeah, Manon is severely injured. And then just after, and it's at the point where when Aylin and all that are about to go to the marshes, or they're on the way to the marshes, like, Abraxas, yeah, kind of leads Manon there.
She just tells him what to get her to safety.
Take me somewhere safe. And safety is, people online say it's kind of, because it's where Dorian was, that Dorian is the safety. Or it could still be the safety, of Aylin.
Yeah.
But of course Manon is treated a bit like a prisoner, cannot be trusted, but of course Dorian sweet talks his way, and Manon is on very light imprisonment. And they have a few flirty scenes, a bit of the phantom hand teasing, like, we love to see it.
Spicy spice.
Exactly, who knew Dorian was into a bit of spunk?
I know.
But yeah, so yeah, at this point now, Manon has joined them, and I think Aelin and Lorcan at the marshes, they find each other.
Yeah, because this is where there is the 500 Ilkin.
Yes.
So then, yeah, because Aylin uses her power, which then makes her too tired to fight in the last 100 pages.
Yes.
Click, click, click.
Yeah, just before, I think, Lorcan and Aelin meet them, Lorcan sends out a burst of power as well, and this is stupidly significant at the end, and I'm forever pissed off. Real quick, let's talk about Aelin and Lorcan's journey up until this point.
Hang on, Lorcan's power?
Yeah, Lorcan as well, yeah. Because I think Rowan felt it, because they were on the way there.
Oh, yeah. I thought he could just smell them, but...
Nah, I think he sent out a burst of power, Rowan recognised it, and that Lorcan was on the way. Which is pretty bad for him, considering the cadre are after him, wanting to kill him.
Yes, and then because Aelin gets injured.
Yeah.
But then again, these loopholes of like, well, if you kill him, then it like goes against Aylin.
Yeah.
Like, or something, and then which is against,
But just because it'd be against Aylin shouldn't necessarily stop Gabrielle and Fenris's blood oath. Like, they should have ripped him to shreds. Like, because the blood oath...
But then no, because he's still on Maeve's mission, quotation marks, so if they kill him, it's detrimental to Maeve's goal.
Okay.
So then, yeah, they can't kill him. Loopholes.
Alright. Yeah, because that whole little thing kind of confused me, because it's like it's your blood oath mission, like, kill him, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Quickly, let's just talk about Aelin and Lorcan's journey.
We digress.
They haven't had a fun time. Or they might have had a bit of a fun time. Lorcan found Aelin really early in the books as she's running to Terrorism away from Morath from the destruction of the Honourable Keltane. Rest in peace. Not that we ever cared about you. And he tracks Aelin, and they eventually come to an arrangement where he'll protect her to take her to Selena, and Aelin doesn't know that Selena is Aelin, but Lorcan does. Aelin calls herself Marion, says, that's her fake name to Lorcan, and...
Which is her mum's name.
Her mum's name, the one who sacrificed her life for Aelin. It breaks my heart. And, they travel about. Aelin is being hunted by some Valg Ilkin from Morath.
Because she has the word key.
Yes, and Lorcan isn't sure, why she wants to see Selena or why it's important, but he knows, it's probably in his best interest to help her.
But don't you think he would be able to smell the word key?
I think in one of the summaries I saw that when she took it off, no.
Because it's just a little stone.
Yeah.
Because it was in Kaltain's arm.
It just makes me think about, in Adian, he had the replica ring and he could smell it. I wonder if he could smell the magic. And it's not, because it's not necessarily the key. It's an object of, but probably. But then, he should be able to smell it. Yeah. Maybe he doesn't.
Oh, oversight.
Maybe he doesn't know what the word key actually smells like. It just knows.
That's what I was going to suggest next. I was like, maybe he doesn't know specifically.
Maybe it just smells funny to him. Anyway, they're constantly being hunted, and they manage to find a carnival and manage to hide away there. They pretend to be husband and wife. We love the fake relationship trope. What could go wrong?
Foreshadowing,
yeah, for sure.
One bed trope.
I'm pretty sure in this book as well, Lorcan does the most like selfless man thing ever. Uses his shirt, cuts it up as like period cloths for Aelin.
Yes,
We
I was
stand
going
a
to say
king.
this, but also like we stand, but also like the times this is mentioned that the men do it for the women, like is an odd amount of times that it's mentioned. It's like we appreciate it, but like why?
It's like if I had a nickel for every time this happened, I'd have 3
Yeah.
nickels. It's not a lot, but surprised that it's happened that amount of
It happened
times.
3 times. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that doesn't redeem him in any way. He can get stuffed.
Oh, no.
I'll get to that later.
Also, and they were about to do the do when the Ilkin came.
Yeah, and then they pretty much destroyed like any hopes of traveling with their caravan.
Yeah.
Their carnival, they pretended to be like a fortune teller and like a sword spinner and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like they enjoyed it a little bit. Like they would have had to. It would have been really scary to keep you cover, but like
Yeah.
they would have had a bit of fun. But yes, and then I think in a tavern somewhere they talked to somebody who I thought was a little bit important, which led them to go to the marshes or to somewhere around there, and so that's where they head off next. They must have heard rumors of like some sort of battle or something.
Yeah, because I heard about the in Skulls Bay. Did you think, sorry, at any point that Lorcan and the lead would be mates, or?
No, because again, I thought mates was such a rare concept.
I honestly didn't even think that they were going to be romantically involved. I was just like, oh, cool, journey.
Yeah, I had this stupid thought, like he's too old for her. But then there's Aelin and Rowan.
I was picturing a lead because I didn't make the connection that like she was the daughter of the maid or whatever. I was picturing her as like a 12-year-old girl.
Honestly, same.
Yeah, so then I was like, hold up, like the whole time until my, like, obviously not my second read because sex and stuff, but like, yeah, for a very long time I was picturing her as, like a really young, like, teenager, like an Evangeline.
Yeah, I didn't picture her to be that old, but then it is revealed that she is of similar age to Aylin, if not the same age.
Yeah.
But wasn't expecting it. As you said, 500-year-old men and the 19-year-old ladies.
Something about the 19-year-old.
Yeah, no comment.
I really do hope for this, if it's ever adapted, and for ACOTAR, that they do raise their ages slightly. Yeah, at least 22.
Yeah, it'd be the appropriate thing to do. This relationship, it's like, Lorcan's the old grumpy guy and Elid's the like sarcastic, like she challenges him and that type of thing.
Yeah, because I saw it as like Lorcan was the substitute, like the uncle she never had, the uncle she deserved.
Right. Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah, like that kind of dynamic.
Yeah, I get that. But yeah, I suppose once he's finished his business with whatever it was, with his own personal mission, why would he stick around?
Alright, we digress. Moving on. Enough about Lorcan, I hate him.
I hate him too. Nah, it's good. I hate, I'm gonna say, he doesn't deserve love. On the way to the marshes, Aylin encounters an old frenemy? I don't know. Ansel of Briarcliff. Apparently she was in Assassin's Blade.
Very important.
And she intercepted Melisandre's fleet and is at Aylin's service, calling in one debt at a time. Tick for that.
Yep. This was, so when we talk about, I'd love to have seen like these plans put in place, like on screen, on book, I guess. This one is kind of, so on my second read, it made more sense because I had read Assassin's Blade. So when way back in Queen of Shadows, I'm pretty sure when she goes back to Rifthold, when she's in the fighting pits, she says she has red hair and everyone assumes that it's for Arabin, but that's what Ansel has, and she gives Ansel of Briarcliff as her name in the fighting pits.
And that's like, call to arms.
Yeah, and that's, the first sign.
But it's annoying how it's, a book ago.
But then it's also like, you have to remember that one throwaway line, like, oh, my name's Ansel of Briarcliff, like, from 2 books ago.
But honestly, Ansel of Briarcliff is such a cool name. It's so cool. It just exudes so much power and badassery.
Yeah.
And I loved the banter and everything between her and Aylin. So yes, that's one of her debts called in.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, we have an encounter with Maeve's Armada.
Also, sorry, I'm just going, nope, this is on the right track. Continue.
Okay, Maeve's Armada is encountered. But simultaneously while this happens, Manon and Aelin go into the mirror. So we'll pause at them for a moment. Because I loved what Rowan did in the night.
Yeah, I was going to say that Rowan went,
Rowan, into his cute little crow bird form, flew from ship to ship because a lot of the people who were manning those ships were his cousins and pretty much technically his subjects because he is the prince of Dorinel.
Yeah.
And these are technically his people in a way. So yeah, he begged them and I think they all said we will consider it or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, ooh, come on, Rowan.
Yeah, he begged them to turn on Maeve.
Yeah, because I think at this point they would have been husband and wife, would you think?
Yes.
They would have been secretly married. And yeah, maybe that's why he was so emotional to them because he's like, this is my wife.
But also in the land of Fae, does mate hold power over husband/wife?
Oh, in terms of the hierarchy.
Yeah. Because even if they weren't married at this point, he's still this is my mate.
Yeah, maybe. I reckon.
Yeah. But then even if he's Prince of Dorinel and then they're married, then she
would be queen consort or whatever of Dorinel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I never really thought of her title to Dornell, but I think he doesn't actually want to be the prince of. He just wants to be in Terrorism, and I think perhaps spoiler alert, spoiler not alert, maybe, but it is given to his sister or whatever, or one of his cousins instead. So, but yes, Rowan bouncing between ship to ship, begging them I was like, Rowan, what are you gonna do? I thought he was gonna silent attack in the night. Try and assassinate somebody. Maybe Aelin taught him a thing or two. But yeah, no, that was really sweet. And yes, Aelin and Manon go into the mirror together. And this is where I get hella confused about what's going on.
Yeah.
So it turns out Aelin and Manon are reliving kind of the past of Elena and Gavin, who are for the first time trying to seal Erewhon away.
Yeah, so it's a very lengthy kind of description, but so essentially what is revealed is that they didn't actually lock him away.
Not for all eternity, because that would require Elena to sacrifice her entire life.
Yeah, and it would mean that she wouldn't be able to see Gavin in the afterlife.
That is the very utmost basic way to put it, yeah. And all in all, that is so selfish to then put it on this girl who has no idea what she's worth to the world.
Yeah, because it was on her bloodline.
Yeah, and then expect her to die for Elena's mistake.
I saw a theory. It's sad, but because it was about the Galathynius bloodline, and so they have to sacrifice. So it was basically if Rowan and Aelin had a kid and then the kid died, then technically someone from the Galathynius line has sacrificed.
Interesting. I'm still a little bit confused, but
yeah, same. I was like, what? But anyway, go on.
Yeah, it's a really out of pocket thing. I never thought that there's an afterworld and then there's an afterworld. Almost, it seems we absolutely perish.
Yeah,
and I think this is also revealed, or it could be in Kingdom of Ash. I'm not sure. Nehemia's involvement, or is that in Kingdom of Ash?
Kingdom of Ash in the portals, I think.
Okay, never mind. Yep. Yeah, how selfish of Elena.
It's I'm dead, I've spent my life with this man, but oh no, I want to be with him in the afterlife as well. You're dead.
But they're also mates, so is that where you prioritize their significance as we just talked about?
But then surely if that was the deal, then Gavin would be alright, I'll sacrifice my afterlife as well.
What's so important about this afterlife together?
Yeah, you can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Again, you're just invisible, omnipresent things. What are you doing all day? Is this just a TV screen of Aelin's life they're just watching?
Yeah.
And it's oh, you know what? We'll throw a bone here. Yeah, incredibly selfish of Elena, this poor girl. And also, it is revealed that Dorian is able to do it too, because he has Mala's bloodline or whatever as well.
Yeah.
Because of his magic, and I think that makes him and Aelin semi-related as well. Very distantly.
Of course everyone's related.
Yeah. Yeah, Manon is there just to witness everything. For a second before recording, I thought did I read that Manon is able to do it too? But probably not, no. But yeah, that whole past sequence messed me up and also had me a little bit confused. And yeah, while they're in there, battle is ensuing amongst the Armada and everyone is surprised when the white thorn flags are being held up high and proudly, and they're turning their forces against Maeve. Fantastic. Chef's kiss.
Woo!
Lissandra is doing her thing, killing things in the water. Chef's kiss. Adian's on, like, probably a harpoon or something, just shooting things. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Lorcan tells Elide to, like, chill on the beach somewhere, and then they realise, oh, Maeve's over there, where Elide is. And so this is where, shit hits the absolute fan.
Screaming, crying, throwing up. Once again, I finished this at like 1:30 in the morning, so I was a mess.
So yeah, thoughts, feelings, emotions cleanse you.
I thought this was it. I was like, they're dead. Like, they're all dead.
There's one book left, but they're dead.
They're dead. Well, at least Aylin, like, is dead.
Yeah, oh, jeez, Maeve has Elide as kind of a mini hostage.
Rowan is fighting. Aylin and Manon are on the beach with Elide and Maeve. And Lorcan is there. Kern. I say it because it's spelled like cans.
Okay, so Can.
So I say can.
Can, which is like a Rowan's replacement card, like Blood Oath person, is there. He's
sadist.
Yeah,
torturer.
He is pretty nasty. They pretty much bargain with Elide's life, so Aylin pretty much gives herself over.
Yeah.
And so, as a test of power, like, Maeve orders Can to whip Aylin, which is heartbreaking because we know how we feel about her and whipping. It's just breaks my heart. And obviously Manon isn't doing anything because I think Maeve told her, oh, if you stay out of it, you'll be fine. And she's like, fine with that.
I think also, because Aylin has already slipped her the word key. Like, Aylin's already been like, stay out of it.
Yeah, do everything you can to just at least leave with the word keys.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Maeve is whipping Aylin, and a part of the little, I don't know, arrangement is for Aylin to, like, count out the lashes.
Count.
It's supposed to be 10, but she doesn't count at all, and just an act of defiance.
Like, start again every time she
I hate it because everybody's watching, like...
I know, but I think she's also... Is she buying time for everyone else? Yeah,
of course. Because she's hoping, like, Rowan would come and, like, everything else at the end to come. But, but how kind of humiliating would that be, like, being seen
she's
so
also
weak?
Topless.
Yeah, topless and magicless because she's used all her power in order to fight everyone else leading up to this point.
Yeah.
And then it just gets decided. Maeve, like, packs her up, puts her up in an iron box, put a mask, and
so she can't use any of her powers.
Exactly, she is as chained a fae as any can get, you know.
Yeah.
Elide is, like, begging Lorcan to do something, but Lorcan... Oh, and Fenris is there. Lorcan and Fenris are being ordered to stand still, and so Elide's begging Lorcan to fight, but, like, he can't do anything. Not that he even tried, but okay. And
Gabrielle or someone is there as well, because aren't two are let go of the Blood Oath.
Yeah, at the same time, I think because they didn't kill Lorcan, Gabrielle, like, she released Gabrielle as a form of dishonor.
Yeah, without honor.
Yeah, Gabrielle wants to be seen as an honorable person, so obviously being ordered that, like, you are without honor, like, it probably hurts him pretty deep. And then she lets Lorcan go once Aylin's packed away due to, I don't know, being unfaithful.
Also discovered that Maeve knew that they were going to be there because of Lorcan.
Yeah, because Lorcan, that magical wave of power, because you know how Aylin's kind of summoned that Valg with her burst of power, he did the same thing, but it was for Maeve. So this is all Lorcan's fault! And
so he's like, yay, like, I did good, but it's kind of bad. And then, she's just like, well, you're released from your Blood Oath.
Because he couldn't do anything right. He tried to keep in the good books, and she's just like, no.
Yeah.
But also, initially, at the same time, I thought it's pretty stupid of Maeve to let go of, like, one of the strongest females, most experienced warriors out of her grasp in general. I'm like, that is so stupid to do.
Where she could, force them to do anything.
Exactly, like, that is, I feel like she may be too arrogant.
Yeah.
Because obviously I begin to think now, she wants Aylin as part of her, like, little Blood Oath posse. Like, that ran through my mind, and so why would she need them if she has Aylin, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, Lorcan, this is all his fault.
But she doesn't release Fenris. She takes Fenris with them.
He's a bit of a bargaining chip, I guess you'd say, as well, because he is the least resistant to the Blood Oath. Because Gabrielle could withstand it a little bit, but Fenris is quite sensitive to it, so...
Yeah.
And plus he has his brother to kind of torture him, I guess, with it as well.
Yeah. And Aylin tells someone, Elide or Manon, tell Rowan that it was all borrowed time anyway.
Yeah.
Because she knew that she has to die somehow for this to all be fixed.
Yeah, but now she's been taken away, so she's gonna be tortured before dying somehow. Yeah, oh boy. And then, yeah, they pack her up on a ship and they disappear. And of course, 2 seconds later, Rowan rocks up.
2 seconds, Rowan. With the infamous, "Where is my mate? Where is my wife?" Shock horror, we didn't know that they were married.
It's a quick little rewind. I think Maeve had a bit of a spiel as well that, like, how she tortured Rowan, and it's like, I gave him a false mate, and then I killed her and the unborn child, and it was just like, tears, heartbreaking. And this is all Lorcan's fault. Lorcan had no respect for Aelin. I feel like throughout this book as well, because he kind of fell in love with Elide, all of his motivations was for her, to protect her. Like, he does not give a rat's ass about Aelin. I don't care what he does in Kingdom of Ash, even though I know I've read it, but I'm trying to not be vague about it. Like, no, this is a complete and unforgivable act. Because you know how, people find Kale annoying, but, like, he's never turned Aelin over to her greatest enemy right now. Kale is a good boy in comparison. So, yeah, Lorcan, he fucked up big time, and I think he got off a bit too lightly. I think only Elide confronts him about it at some point. I don't know if it's in Kingdom of Ash or here, but she realised that, like, you summoned Maeve to be here. And then he admitted it, and then but then it gets brushed over. I feel like no one else really knows about that. They just see it as like an unfortunate kind of happenstance.
Kind of timing it.
And some people are probably going to argue the blood oath, but like he wasn't ordered to summon her with the burst of power.
And also Fenris and Gabrielle were fighting against the blood oath as well, and they didn't summon her.
No, exactly.
And they were using their powers all the time.
Yeah, no. Lorcan did this out of his own pure selfishness. He wanted to get into Maeve's good books. He wanted to be on the winning side of whatever war this was, and he was made a fool. I think at the end as well, because he ended up, I don't know, collapsing on the ground or something. He was like crawling after Maeve, but he admitted he was crawling after Aelin. Like, I don't care if that's written. Like, he does not give two shits about Aelin. He never respected her. All of his motivations is just for Elide and her now future forgiveness if she forgives him. I don't care what happens. I don't forgive him. And it annoys me when I see a lot of people on TikTok and online say, Lorcan's my favourite character. It's like, what do you mean? Did we read the same book? He did this. He's the reason why... The ending, of course. The rest of Aelin's debts seem to arrive 5 minutes later. We have the silent assassins make an appearance. They're like, we're here for Aelin. We've got the Prince of Wenlin, Galen Ashriver, which is Adian's cousin, or would be Aelin's cousin as well, I guess. He arrives with the Wendlin army here for Aelin. And then we've got, is it Ilias, the master of assassins? He is here for Aelin, but Aelin is nowhere to be found. Unless. But no, Lissandra is revealed that Lissandra is to be playing Aelin for the next foreseeable future.
Yeah, so for however long or whatever, Lissandra is shapeshifted into Aelin, and then she's going to do all the Aelin things.
Mm-hmm.
And this was decided, obviously, prior to this, I guess it was Aelin's, if something was to go wrong, do this.
Yes, they had it planned to a T.
I like this. I'm going to bring up the other thing in a minute. I like this plan, but it's a lot, and I would have liked it if it had been from Rowan's point of view at some point or whatever, seeing Aelin and Lissandra going off and talking, or sitting on the beach and talking, and he's probably just they must be talking about the war
girl
and
stuff.
The men or something, girl stuff, not this huge thing. Because it's plant me a seed.
It's like,
please.
It's Rowan, can Lissandra and I have a private word, please? Or something like that.
Yeah. So Aelin also made it so that eventually, so when they needed heirs, because the children, if Rowan and Lissandra had children, they wouldn't look like the Galathyniuses. So Lissandra, as Aelin, was to seduce Adian, have his children, so that they would have the hair and then the eyes. And Adian is outraged by this and disgusted, as if he didn't want to fuck his cousin the whole time.
Brings me to another point real quick. I think in this book, when they were talking to Darrow, really in the beginning, about this whole leadership and who would reign and all that type of stuff, that if something were to go to hell when Aelin was growing up, they would have been betrothed, her and Adian.
Yeah, they were going to be married, yeah.
But then Adian was disgusted by that comment, so that kind of confirms he never wants to fuck his cousin, but
But, like, he does.
The subtext is there. It's there.
But also, and then I didn't realise if Lissandra was to play Aelin for the rest of time, where's Lissandra?
Yeah, Lissandra just died.
Is she dead?
She died in war. But yeah, this is whole complicated.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, Adian has been kind of pissed off the entire
And Adian's
book.
pissed that he,
never gets told anything, isn't in the loop. To be
Yeah.
fair, we're
and
not
he's pissed off at Lissandra. We're not in the loop.
Yeah.
He was pissed off at Lissandra that she would even, like, consider doing this. But it's like, she's serving her queen better than you're serving your queen right now, because she's willing to do anything to, like, keep it together.
Yeah, that confuses me as well, because yeah, Aiden would do Adian, not Aiden. Adian. He would do anything for his queen. Like, he fought for Ardalin.
He would do anything but fuck his cousin.
He fought for Ardalin in order to, like, have that sort of trust with the king, and I guess Erwin at that point. Like, he went that far for Aelin. Why can't he let Lissandra do this? Bit hypocritical. I guess it must show off a bit of his immaturity as well, because he is still a young guy as well. Aelin essentially has her army.
Yep.
Or at least a very
With
good
no
start.
Aelin.
With no Aelin.
Yeah. Well, it's fake Aelin.
I didn't even realise until, like, the beginning of, or even in Kingdom of Ash, where, like, Aelin is known for her huge power outbursts in battles, and I didn't think that Lissandra is going to have that problem.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, this is fucked up.
Do you have any final thoughts, feelings, or emotions?
Lorcan, unforgivable. I don't care what anybody says. Lissandra, the true MVP. Rowan, it's so sad. I would have liked to have seen the wedding, or at least a ceremony.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Aelin kicked Lorcan to the curb as well in this moment. Sets up a big task for, like, Manon and Dorian, because they're sent off to try and unite the witches. So Dorian is helping with that while he has the word keys, keeping them as far away from Maeve as possible. Also, real quick, you think Maeve could have smelt the word stones as well? Like, why would she leave with Aelin without checking if she had them? Because she was so convinced that Aelin physically had them. I mean, she did, but, like...
And you would think she would know more so what they smell like because of that thing.
Yeah, she would have been able to recognise an essence of them. Or maybe she would have been too proud in that she has Aelin that she just didn't think about it.
Yeah. I think her plan, because she doesn't really care about Erwin. Like, the word keys were just like, oh, if I get them, then yay.
Power bonus, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess Aelin was a good consolation prize.
I still think it was very stupid of her to let go some of the most deadliest high fae and demi fae males.
Yeah.
In all of time.
And a witch.
And a witch, yeah. To let Manon live like that. And yeah, we are left with Dorian with the witches, and Aelin, Lorcan, and Gabrielle are going to help Rowan find Aelin. And then Lissandra and Adian are going to try and fight for Terrorism again, make their way there, despite Adian's, like, disgust and hatred towards Lissandra right now.
Yeah.
It's like, you treat my queen with respect. But yeah, yes, the last 100 pages, so many emotions, so many what the hell moments, because the whole mates and the...
This is nearly I think this is my favourite book in the whole series.
Just because of the last...
Just like, the last 100 pages, it's just written so well. It's just punch after punch after punch.
It's how we like it.
And I like it.
But we also like not being too surprised by off-screen moments, but that's just us. Alrighty, damn. Final thoughts, feelings, emotions for you, Kenzie? Or we covered it all?
I think I just covered it in that little chat.
What a big book, and what a big setup for, like, Kingdom of Ash as, like, a final, the finale of such a series. Do you want to give a quick rundown? Oh no, we've already did the Tower of Dawn thing. Did we?
Yeah, sort of.
Alright, quick overview of Tower of Dawn as far as we're aware. Nezrin and Kael go to some place. I don't know what it's called. But southern continent.
The southern continent to the Sesame.
And they find healers, and Aelin sends him to kind of develop another army, send an army back to help Aurelia, or to help her. He falls in love with the healer.
They get married.
And apparently her magic is linked to his leg, so if she is full of health, he is able to walk.
Yeah, her healing magic, is linked to him.
And if she is exhausted, he is then kind of back to being kind of paralysed. Which I think is pretty... It's a huge trust type of exercise.
I'm pretty sure Nezrin gets betrothed or, like, falls in love.
And I think I read a little description that her family or someone's from there. Like, she has a relative from there. So that's her connection.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see if they manage to make it in time in Kingdom of Ash.
Yeah, we can give like a quick little summary at the start of Kingdom of Ash.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I didn't expect Aelin to just be like swooped up.
I know.
Yep, again, sets up a big finale for the series. Alright, thanks for listening. Keep an ear out for the grand finale of the Throne of Glass series, Kingdom of Ash. Like, follow, subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram. All links. Once you find one link, you'll be able to find the rest.
It's all, Letterbox Book Club.
It's all on Instagram and Spotify. But yeah, thank you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.